Hey, MirageFly here with another video for what it needs for Company of Heroes 2. A series where we look at the stats of certain units and abilities in detail before I state what the issues are and place my own suggestions of what that specific unit or ability needs to become viable.
Get up there! Hit his engine!
For today's video, we're going to be looking not at the M5 Stuart, but at one of its abilities known as Engine Shot. Engine Shot is an ability for the Stuart that is designed to impede mobility and speed of a hostile vehicle. For 60 munitions, the Stuart closes in with a vehicle, and regardless of its armor or facing, the shot the Stuart fires will cause engine damage to the target, so as long as they stay within 5 meters during the ability's duration. Furthermore, the ability is cancelled if the Stuart is given a movement command. The ability has a recharge of 30 seconds, and the weapon itself does 40 damage rather than the Stuart's standard 80. Alright, that was pretty quick, so with that thing out of the way, what's the issue? Immediately we can see that the ability is a high risk and low reward ability. It costs a considerable amount of munitions that forces a light tank to get extremely close with the enemy, that also cancels if you give the tank a movement command, making it extremely clunky. Furthermore, given the short range of the ability, it only really functions if you're directly behind the target. If you can't get behind the tank, the ability will almost never fire if the enemy moves, and the Stuart itself, while having decent speed, isn't really fast enough to teleport right onto tanks that are backing up. As you can see in some of the footage, Engine Shot doesn't work against any moving target that the Stuart is unable to block, which includes tanks such as the King Tiger. So yeah, not really a great ability, but what does it need? In my opinion, I believe Engine Shot should be reworked to be a sort of temporary snare. Rather than dealing repairable engine damage, the shot would slow a hostile vehicle for a short period of time. Furthermore, extending its range would make the ability more usable, rather than being what I consider it to be, a suicide tool. This would give the light tank some space between it and its target, which would also come with the ability to function while moving, allowing the Stuart to keep track of more mobile enemies. And with these changes added, the Stuart would also have more impact in the late game against heavier vehicles where it can temporarily slow them down for other anti-tank assets. Oh, and make it slightly cheaper. The AEC and Puma have their own abilities, which have even longer range, are just as potent, and are much cheaper than Engine Shot. With those suggestions in place, I believe that's where the ability needs to be. The values can be modified, but Engine Shot as it currently stands is what I consider to be one of the worst abilities in the game, and does need to be reworked. But what do you think? Would such an idea work, or are there better ways to do it? Place your suggestions down in the comments below if you have your own opinions, and be sure to check out the Twitch channel if you get the chance. That's all for this video, and this is MirageFly, signing off.